Hey all, Jason Puckhead Diebold here, and this is it. This is the official launch of the rebranding of 18 years in the social media markets doing network marketing. And I've just had this eureka moment of what is it that I do, and how to rebrand myself, trending into this change in careers that was forced upon us because of a untimely eviction, let's say. Sounds like you're emotional about that. Yeah, a little. But in doing that, I've been making a lot of stories, and I've come up with the fact, what am I really? And I pride myself in the fact that if you do something for 18 years, they'll give you a PhD, maybe 2 or 3 PhDs for doing it for 18 years. And that being said, I feel like I'm a professional in this network marketing industry, and all these words, MLM, network marketing, I find have negative connotations associated with them, and it shouldn't be a negative industry. So I do like the word relationship marketing, because if there's one thing I sell, it's building relationships, mostly building leaders. That's what excites me. I smile when I say that. And so a new mental shift for me is to focus on words that make me feel emotion, and then I show up as emotional. I've had a reoccurring issue in my life with communication and relationships where it's like I don't communicate the emotions that I feel. So by using these emotional words, it really helps me. That being said, I was joking doing stories around the house, and I said I was carrying in big bags of fuel for the furnace, and I said, "Wow, what an illustrious life this is for the aspiring professional relationship marketer." And I just like that handle for so many reasons that I'm chosen to go with it, man. It makes me smile, and if you spend more time smiling every day, how can you go wrong? So with that being said, I'm rebranding my YouTube page here because there's an important video I wanted to post. And I'm like, screw it. That old me is done. Have death to the coach Puckhead. That's over. You can feel those emotions. You can take joy with it. You can lament the process, but those days are over. So down here, I'm not sure I noticed this before, but I can make a handle. So a lot of names weren't available, but the shortest one I can get is my last name YouTube, and I think eventually the Diebold Corporation is going to want to buy that. Hit me up, jason@puckhead.org, and make some good offers. I like it. All right. That being said, now I can put a name. And so check this out. You can change your name twice in 14 days. All right. So I better be careful with this one. Do I want to make it the illustrious life of the aspiring professional relationship marketer? Or do I just want to be the aspiring professional? No, the illustrious life is way better. Screw it. And if I can't, I'll change it once in the next 14 days. So I got the name, I got the handle, pronouns. Okay, so this is one that I've also put a lot of thought into. What is the right pronoun for me? The typical pronoun options, and it doesn't have a drop-down list, which is interesting. So what? It's he, her, or them, basically, right? Are your 3 options. And I like those. But again, I'm trying to go for emotional response here. If I use an emotionally charged word, it makes me more expressive. And when you're expressive, others understand that you have empathy. You can be empathetic because you can express emotion, sad or fear or hope or joy, based upon whatever they're feeling. Whew, calm, be calm, zen. And so I think that goes back to the truth that people don't care how much you know till you know how much till they know how much you care. And that also is a thing that I've struggled with. I think I often come across as frustrated and angry when, yeah, I am frustrated, but the frustration I have is because I'm so damn ambitious. and if there's something standing in the way, like I just want to bust through. Like I think this personality develops from playing hockey, and I was the guy that you would put in at the end of the game, and I can guarantee that I would take the puck and get a shot off from some place on that rink. But do not be in the way between me and the goal in that process, because I will crush you. And that is a concept or a personality trait that's carried on into my engineering days. Like I used to be programming these conveying airline conveyor system, so your bag goes behind the wall and it looks like Monsters Incorporated back there with all the machinery. And so I used to program this, and at one point I was at a large airport in an urban market, which at many times has been the busiest airport in the world, and there's one circular path that all the bags must travel. And based upon that path, they get separated into 78 different lanes. And this is the hub for one of the major airlines in the country at the nation's busiest airport at the time. Now, if it's probably $100 item called a shaft encoder breaks on any one of these 4 belts for this loop, you lose track of every bag on there. So going through this major hub in the U.S., all the bags can be lost. Now you can't separate them to the 78 chutes that go to 78 different airplanes. So it wasn't uncommon for the $100 shaft encoder to break and then not even know which conveyor had the breakage. And if those 4 belts, and it was probably more than 4, but that series of belts that created the loop, conveyor belts, went down, within about a half an hour, you'd have the president of this airline company calling you or calling your company's CEO and be like, hey, how come we can't process bags at that major metropolitan airport? And then so like it would trickle down and you'd get a call pretty quick. And at one point, like we couldn't figure out how to get the thing started. And so all the baggage handler people went out and started sorting bags to different airlines in the middle of the runway. And it's like, oh my God, so embarrassing. So that same concept that I learned from hockey, that those aspirations and that like diligent nature also played forth in engineering. In those situations, and I remember a similar situation at a different airport closer to a Western ocean state, let's say, had a similar issue. And it was like, when those issues came up, I wouldn't say invariably, but very often, like they would go to me because like I can just sit and here, how does this work for me in my head? I assume I've already lost. If that's playing hockey or that's like going in and doing the program, I'm like, okay, well, we're already screwed. So anything I do from this point is only a benefit. Like I can't fail. The failures already happened. It's the end of the game. You're tied or you're down by a goal. You've already failed. So all you can do is your best effort, and the only way to go is, up, success. Same thing with the programming. Like the system's down, nobody else can fix it. I've already failed. See, the only way I can go is up. I mean, because if I don't do it, I just sit there and we're still failures. And I don't. That might even come from my aspiring professional relationship marketing experience. That tenacious ambition that says try, and it's so driven home in my head, and I like to attribute that to Jim Rohn. You're building your network marketing business. It's not important how many times you fall. It's important how many times you stand up, and you don't fail, even if you had a million failures. You only fail when you stop or you succeed. So, that's really the way I feel about, this went on a long time. Okay, so that being said, what's my favorite pronoun? Okay, so you got the I, him, her, me, she. All right, I think I've come up with it. And again, I want to elicit an emotional response. And if I can choose anything that people call me, that's accurate. I don't want to be some pie in the sky thing. what word could they call me? Indirectly, because pronouns are like not a proper noun. um, so they're not using my first name, my first name or my surname. All right, so I've got a lot to think about this. I think I'm ready. So go ahead and watch as we type this. I'm just gonna paste it. There we go. Okay, yep, that will work. Irresistible, right? No matches? How can that be? Okay, first there's not a drop-down list. Now I come up with an ingenious word, and it won't allow it. Shame on you, YouTube. That's the word I would like to be referred to as. Because think about that. If somebody's talking about it, it's like, oh, there they are. Their irresistible is. Oh, hi, here I am. How are you doing? Now, wouldn't that be amazing? Is every time somebody was referring to you, instead of using a surname or one of these gender identifying pronouns, that they just call you irresistible. All right, Jason out. Or wait, the aspiring professional relationship marketer. Oh!